This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. You're listening to episode 307. I'm your host, Josh, and today's game will be pitting the Benchwarmer team of Walling and Tako, for the first time, versus Benchwarmer Mason and returning player Andrew Vahlenkamp. Welcome back to the bench, Andrew. Why don't you take a minute to remind us about yourself and let us know what you've been up to since you were last on.
Hey, so I live in the DFW area. Huge Mavs fan, so pretty pumped that we got the first round pick coming our way. Supposed to be on a couple weeks ago. Had some issues with my family and health and everything there. But I also apparently, I believe, just based on listening to the podcast, dodged a David game. I think it sounded like that was the one that I missed. So maybe I made the right call. I don't know. But just excited to be here and ready to go.
Well, we're glad to have you. All right, Mason, let us know how you're doing and what your and Andrew's team name is going to be.
Yeah, I'm doing well. As time of recording, this is be the last week of school for us. So just trying to get last things done and graduation and all sorts of other things going on. So, but yeah, otherwise everything's fine. And our team name, Andrew came up with. I wish this applied to me, but this applies to Andrew. And I'm happy for him in that regard because he alluded to it about the Mavericks getting Cooper Flag. I wish the Pelicans did, but honestly, the Pelicans should just get rid of every single player like the Saints and just start over because I'm tired of it. So anyway, our team name for Andrew is We Capture the Flag with 2 G's.
Very nice. Very nice. And Walling and Tako, let us know how you guys are doing and what your team name is.
I am well. I'll go first. We went to the Royals Cardinals, the I-70 series today. The guy that threw out the first pitch had a great Troll jersey on. He had a Denkinger 85 jersey on. It was fantastic Troll against the Cardinals fans. It was a great day for it. And then, other than that, it's just been like running kids to every single sport. Nolan is becoming baseball crazy, and I'm loving it. So, it's been a good time in the Walling household. Frantic one, but it's nice. I'm excited to get some trivia and partner with my man Tako for the first time. The fans have been asking for it. We've heard your letters. Wait, we've read your letters.
Your letters?
Actually. Yeah, we've heard. Yeah, we've heard and read your letters, and we just had to make it happen.
Yeah, we needed to make it happen. Took too long, but here we are. I'm fine. I just at time of recording, I'm a couple days removed from going to the first ever Golden State Valkyries game. Was a great time. Sellout crowd at the Chase Center. So glad that women's basketball is back in the Bay because it's awesome. So for Walling and my team name, as it's long anticipated. So we're going to do 2 bits in one here. We're going to honor that, and we're going to try and really annoy people that have some sort of AI assistant device in their household currently while they're listening to this. So our team name is going to be Alexa, play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner.
Feels like the first time.
Yes!
Mission accomplished.
Alexa, turn off.
Okay, I was not expecting that to happen during the recording. You might want to have her just not listen for a while because I'm going to have to say that a few times.
Hey, go unplug Alexa. We'll see you
This
later.
is already hitting all of my expectations.
Oh, man. I was going to apologize, but we've already had it hit, so that's...
I wonder how many different listeners are going to have that happen. I can't wait to find out.
That's going to be great. Let us know on the bench on Facebook if we just activated your Alexa.
And of course, Tako, you said it with the exact right amount of space in between each word for it to absolutely trigger. So, well done.
Oh, yeah. I figured for the first one, I had to really nail it and keep it monotone to get as many people as possible.
Anyway, with that, let's kick it over to Benchwarmer Emeritus Dan for the rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
Dan seems like he would listen to a lot of Foreigner.
He's a hot-blooded man.
We went and saw Foreigner when they came through Kansas City a while back, and just for people watching alone, it was fantastic. But I was a little disappointed that they didn't dip into I Want to Know What Love Is.
Oh, that is too bad.
It's a very encore-y candlelight song.
Probably one of only 2 songs I can name. I think they did that in Cold as Ice, right?
Yep.
I think it's about 2 that I got.
All right, enough of Foreigner talk, I guess. So today's first quarter, and partially this is because I often throw this one in Tako's editing quarter. I thought, let's cut him a break and not give him the missing link.
The missing link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. If a team checks in first via chat to the host with the correct theme before the 5th question, they will earn 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with the correct theme guess. If neither team has checked in with the correct theme before the 5th question, each team can earn 50 points with the correct answer to the theme after the 5th question.
Question number 1. What left-handed pitcher, who was part of the starting rotation for the 1986 Mets, was tied with Dwight Gooden that season for the team lead in strikeouts with 200?
Hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
We would like you to say our whole team name, and we are going to check in.
All right. Alexa, please play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner has checked in. We captured the flag. You guys can talk it out.
We have much of nothing here.
Nope. I named a pitcher that didn't match up with the timeline, and Gooden's the main one I know from that time period.
I'm trying to think of his name. There's a guy that pitched there a while. He now does broadcasting, I think, for the Mets. I just don't remember his name. There's another guy. I can't pull his name, and it may not even be the right guy. I just know that he's a Mets pitcher, like 80s to 90s for a while, maybe. I don't know. I don't have a name for you, so yeah, we can go with a lucky last name and hope for the best because I don't know. Let's go Johnson. Why not? Oh, it works sometimes.
Sure, all in on Johnson.
60% of the time it works. 100% of the time. Or whatever the quote is. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Anyway, we're going to go with Johnson.
All right. Alexa, guys. What do you guys have?
I think you guys were close. I think this is it's a very common last name, I think. So, Mason, I think the guy you were looking for is Ron Darling, who was one of the names that we threw around. But I could really only come up with 2 names from that team, and we didn't think Ron Darling was left-handed. And so we checked in with Bob Ojeda.
Well, fortunate for We Captured the Flag, neither team will be getting points. One team did identify a left-handed pitcher on that rotation, but he wasn't a high strikeout guy. The correct answer is Sid Fernandez. Fernandez has the 3rd lowest ratio of hits allowed per innings pitched in Major League history, behind only Nolan Ryan and Sandy Koufax. And as for the 1986 Mets starting rotation, 4 of them finished in the top 7 in Cy Young voting that season, including the other lefty, Bob Ojeda. So I think that's probably the most difficult question we have for the whole game, so let's just get that one out of the way and move on to question 2. What defensive tackle out of Oregon was selected 7th overall in the 2016 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers? He is currently a member of the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, I just kind of figured I was going to let you run with this one, Tako. It was a double wheelhouse question.
Josh, unsurprisingly, the Oregon and 49ers fans team is going to check in.
Not surprising at all. You are correct. All right. So, Alexa, please play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner as checked in. So we captured the flag. You guys can talk it out.
I don't know why I'm blanking on this. I should know this. I keep getting Kayvon Thibodeau in my head, but it's not him, obviously. Oh, it's DeForest Buckner. I forgot that he's on the Colts. He's been there for a few years now. I think about it. That fits the timeline.
That worked with me.
I forgot about him completely. Yeah, we'll check into DeForest Buckner.
Okay. And Foreigner fans, what'd you guys have for an answer?
It is absolutely Oregon Ducks legend DeForest Buckner.
Both teams are getting points. The correct answer is DeForest Buckner. Buckner is a two-time All-Pro. And yes, in my flavor text, I said this question was unfairly slanted towards Tako. All right, the themed linked answers so thus far are Sid Fernandez and DeForest Buckner. Moving on to question 3. What golfer won their first professional tournament at age 20, 4 years after turning pro?
I'll tell you what, Josh. We'll go ahead and check in.
All right, Alexa, please play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner. Has checked in, and we capture the flag. You guys are going to need an answer pretty quickly.
I mean, my thought process is this an older golfer that wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to college and then just like went straight pro afterwards? Like we're talking, I don't know, Ben Hogan, Walter Hagen, like way back then. I don't know this fact that someone went pro at 16.
Michelle Wee was super young. I literally was just thinking of that, but I don't know what her age was when she won either.
I mean, we can go with that because that's better than anything we have.
I don't know how old she was when she
I don't
won.
either,
I just remember she was very young.
I'm okay with going with Michelle Wee. Sure. Better than anything else I think we've come up with. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll check in Michelle Wee.
Okay, Feels Like the First Time fans, what did you guys have?
Well, without much other clues, the only person we could think of that would have been a pro for that long before they picked up a win was somebody. Well, the guys don't usually turn pro that early, so we went over to the women's side and also checked in with Michelle Wee West.
Both teams will be getting their points. The correct answer is Michelle Wee West. And Michelle Wee married Johnny West, son of NBA legend Jerry West.
I did not know that.
So she technically turned pro when she was 15, but she turned 16 like a week later or 2 weeks later. She did it like right before she turned 16. So this was just number of years. So it wasn't like age. So she technically turned pro at 15. 4 years later, within the time span, she won a tournament. So if that was throwing you off, I just kept it a little vague, but I don't know if there's been men who have turned pro that young.
Yeah.
At least not any time recently.
Right. That's why I was thinking older golfers.
There was a guy a few years ago, and I'm struggling for his name, but he turned pro at like 16, but never turned into anything. And then you have like Nick Dunlap, who won as an amateur and then turned pro. So they did it backwards. They usually don't turn pro that early.
Correct. All right. So the theme-linked answers thus far are Sid Fernandez, DeForest Buckner, and Michelle Wee West. Okay, moving on to question 4. What NFL quarterback was the passer rating leader in 2022 with 105.5, the passing yards leader in 2023 with 4,624, and the completion percentage leader in 2024 with 72.9?
Hey, Josh, we'll check in.
All right. Alexa, please play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner. Has checked in. We captured the flag. You guys can talk it out.
For some reason, I think the completion percentage leader last year was Tua. I think Goff is up there because he was pretty high for some, and that would make sense. I think he was a passing yards leader relatively recently, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm good with Tua because I just had like 2 or 3 names. We both hit on the same one, so.
You had 2 or 3 names?
No, 2 or 3 names.
Yeah, but I think that I don't know about the passer rating part, but the other 2 make sense to me. So We'll check in with Tua Tagovailoa.
All right. And Alexa fans, what did you guys have?
Can I just say, Josh, that your cadence on our team name has been exquisite so far. Really, really excellent work.
I figured if we're going to try to trigger, let's do it.
Yeah, we got to really lean in here. Yeah, we thought similarly to the Flag Boys, and we also checked in with Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, both teams are getting their points because it is, in fact, Tua. Unfortunately, in Tua's only playoff game, he finished with a passer rating of 63.9, 199 passing yards, and a completion percentage of 51.3. So, not quite as good as he's been in the regular seasons. But it's only one game. So, provided he keeps his head on his shoulders, I guess,
Yeah.
maybe he'll get to play some more.
Ede would want us to say at this point that Tua is better than Dak Prescott.
Which, by hearing the stats that of leaders, he very well might be. And he does about as well in the playoffs. All right. Well, the theme-linked answers thus far are Sid Fernandez, DeForest Buckner, Michelle Wee West, and Tua Tagovailoa, or however you properly pronounce his name. Okay. Well, let's get moving on to question 5, the missing link. What player who was a unanimous All-American in 2012 won the Maxwell Award, the Walter Camp Award, the Lott Trophy, the Chuck Bednarik Award, the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, the Butkus Award, and the Lombardi Award that same year?
Josh, we will check in.
Okay. Alexa, play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner has checked in. So we captured the flag. You guys can talk it out.
Okay. To fit our theme, is it the guy that had he got catfished, manti?
I say Teo. Yeah.
There you go. To fit our theme, I think it works.
Yeah. The awards mean this is a linebacker.
Yeah.
Just all that together. And he was very decorated coming out of college. Saints legend. He played there for a year, maybe 2. I don't know. He was all right, I guess. I'm not going to say that. Sorry. That's sacrilege anyway. But yeah, we're going to go with Manti Teo.
Okay. And Foreigner fans, what'd you have?
Yeah, we also checked in with Lene Kakua's boyfriend, Manti Teo.
Well, both teams are getting their points. The correct answer is Manti Teo. Question, have we finally gotten to the point where we don't mention Manti and catfishing in the same sentence?
No, apparently not.
Wait.
Nope.
Nope. No, we are not. So, sorry, Manti.
Maybe next year we can try.
Maybe next year. All right. For you listeners, the theme-linked answers are Sid Fernandez, DeForest Buckner, Michelle Wee West, Tua Tagovailoa, and Manti Teo. Both teams submitted correct theme guesses. The first coming after the third question, and that was by Alexa. Please play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner. You guys, what did you have for your theme?
Well, right around the third clue when we started, Eric had Michelle Wee West pretty immediately, and I was like, oh, immediately, that's right. And then, again, this helps knowing more about DeForest Buckner's career because he definitely went to Punahou High School in Hawaii. And I asked, is Michelle Wee from Hawaii? Because DeForest Buckner's Hawaiian. And then as soon as that connection happened, I remembered there was definitely a pitcher in the 80s and 90s ish that wore 50 because he was from Hawaii. And I was like, is that Sid Fernandez? And we both were like, I think that's right. So we checked in with Hawaiian athletes.
I had a more specific, but I was going to accept that as the answer. And I just looked up, Sid Fernandez did wear 50, but funny enough, Ron Darling, also born in Hawaii. Although he didn't grow up his whole childhood in Hawaii, unlike all 5 of these athletes, because the full theme is athletes who were born and grew up on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. So that's why I went with these specific ones, because there's definitely been other athletes who have, who were born and grew up on some of the other islands. So yeah,
We had started our list right after Michelle Wee,
Uh-huh.
and we're like, all right, Shane Victorino, BJ Penn, Manti Te'o.
So just to let you know, some other athletes I could have used were Olin Kreutz or two
Oh.
other Oregon big names, Marcus Mariota and Dylan Gabriel.
And famous laptop thief and CFL legend Jeremiah Masoli, also a Hawaiian Oregon quarterback.
All right. We finished the first quarter, and we have some scores. With 130 points, we captured the flag, and with 50 more points, because they got the theme a little earlier, at 180 is Alexa, please play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia you have come to expect from us. There's also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmers swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
Today's second quarter will be sporting haikus.
Sporting haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
You know, I have a tendency to be called out that these are all typically very recent occurrences. I don't know if you guys have been studying up. It won't help you. Haiku number 1. College football champ? Not 1871. Tell me why that is.
Okay, Josh,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna check in.
All right. Alexa. Hi. Has those guys have checked in. We captured the flag. You guys can talk it out.
Glad you care about Alexa to say hi, humanizing her.
We've just been shooting ideas back and forth. I'm trying to match up. We agreed it's not a trick question. I don't know.
Because my first thought was this would be a great trick question, but college football had already started by that point.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised it's before college football. That's why I didn't have a championship. But college football started in 1869.
I don't know if they didn't finish the season or they just didn't play a season or they played a season and everybody had the same, like, I don't know. Everybody played a couple games.
And there's no major historical events that I can think of because we're in now Reconstruction era.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't really matter because they were in the North anyway, but beside the point.
No, I know. I had mentioned earlier there's no like major war that would pause on anything. Or
I mean, my only logic is that they just didn't have any games. Like they're just like, hey, we played. We're not a big fan of the sport. We're gonna take a pause, maybe fix it.
That works with me.
I mean, because that makes more sense than even
everybody having the same record.
Right, because then you can just say they're all co-champions. Everyone gets a participation trophy and a certificate, and they move on. But I just think I don't know how I'm gonna phrase this properly. We're gonna go with there were no games played that year. And if you want me to be more specific, we'll figure that out.
That works for me.
Okay.
And foreigner fans, what'd you have?
The only thing that we could think of, because there wasn't like a war that would have pulled people away, was they just didn't play. So we just said because they didn't play any games.
Well, both teams will be getting their points because the correct answer is no games were played. Because no games were played, 1871 is the only year since college football play began in 1869 where no college football national champion has been named retroactively or otherwise. Only 2 college football games had been played in each of the previous 2 seasons, so 1869 and 1870. So they played 2, they decided not to play, and then they started playing again.
They were all too busy playing that game where you roll a hoop down the street with a stick. The national championship of hoop stick rolling that took a precedence that year.
It maybe did. Okay, let's move on to question 2. The first World Series, a best of blank game format in 1903.
Yeah, we'll check in.
All right, we captured the flag, has checked in. So, hey Google, Play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner. You guys can talk it out.
I like that you're switching up the AI assistant just to really get everybody in there. That's a great call. I I thought this was a best of 9.
Okay. I know it's not. I know it's not 7, and I didn't think it was 3. But now that you say 9, I think that does ring a bell with me.
That's the
Like it
one
was
that
more,
rings a
yeah,
bell of like I think they've done best of 9 World Series at some point.
yeah.
So we will check in with 9.
All right, and we captured the flag. What did you guys have for an answer?
Yeah, I sent this right away. For some reason, I remember this, and because it's weird considering how things work now. That a team had to win 5 games to win a World Series as opposed to 4. But yeah, we checked in with 9 as well.
Both teams are getting their points. The correct answer is 9. The Boston Americans beat the Pittsburgh Pirates in 8 games, so 5-3. And Walling in 1919, 1920, and 1921. Those are the only other years where a best of 9 format was used. Okay, let's move on to Haiku 3. Accurate team name. First 2-time NBA champs. Moved west in 60.
We'll check it.
All right, we captured the flag as checked in. Alexa, play Cold as Ice by Foreigner. You guys can talk it out.
It's your jukebox hero later. Yeah, I think we were close here. The accurate team name part, like previous, because I think previously adds too many syllables to the haiku. But it would have been accurate at the time if the Minneapolis Lakers, and I was too early. I think the Kings moved. I don't think the Kings ever won a championship, so that was the only other thing I could think of for an accurate team name for NBA champs. So
Yeah, I would agree because the Jazz haven't won a championship either in New Orleans or otherwise. So yeah, check in the Minneapolis Lakers.
All right, and we captured the flag. What did you guys have?
Yeah, we checked in with the same thing. I sent it over to Mason, and he made sure I put the Minneapolis Lakers in there because I said I know that they moved west. It had to be the Lakers, so we clarified Minneapolis Lakers.
Both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is the Minneapolis Lakers. The Minneapolis Lakers won 5 championships between 1949 and 1954. The Rochester Royals won in 1951. All right, let's move on to the final haiku. The first Masters champ. No, he didn't hear a who. Common Brit surname.
hey, Josh,
Yes, sir.
pick your favorite Foreigner song and let us check in.
Well, I don't know if it'll be my favorite, but Alexa, please play Dirty White Boy by Foreigner.
I see.
They have checked in. We captured the flag. You guys can talk it out.
Yeah, I think we agreed on the same name. I got Hortonen Smith in there apparently.
Extra pizzazz. Yeah, for some reason that sticks with me, but we'll go with Horton Smith.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Foreigner fans, what do you guys have?
Thanks, David, for giving me that Masters book to troll me for never being able to go to the Masters and teaching me the answer to this question. We also checked in with Horton Smith.
I kind of figured that Walling, you might be the one who actually would have known this answer, even without a master's book. But yes, the correct answer with my clues is Horton Smith. But Smith, an American, also won the 3rd Masters tournament. All right, well, we just wrapped up quarter number 2, and the difference is the same. The scores have gone up. We captured the flags at 2:30, and Alexa, please play Double Vision by Foreigner is at 280. All right, that brings us to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions. Each question is worth 25 points.
It's another CV edition. So name the athlete with the following acting credits. Note, this may only be a sampling of their acting credits. So our first CV. Players, 1979. Mr. Deeds, 2002. Anger Management, 2003. You Don't Mess with the Zohan, 2008. Jack and Jill, 2011. And 7 Days in Hell, 2015.
Hey, Josh, can you please pick another foreigner classic and check us in?
Oh, God, what was the last one I said? Was it Dirty White Boy?
You did Double Vision.
I did Double Vision. Thank you.
Come on, I'm hoping this one comes up. I have a pick already.
Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. What was okay?
Mason's gambling on foreigner songs.
Look, I'll write it down. I'll write it down.
All right. Okay. All right. Alexa, play I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. They have checked in. We captured the flag. Mason, was that the song?
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
Okay. Well, maybe one of the next check-ins we'll
it's
get
one
there.
of their good ones.
All right.
I have them on the side ready for it.
So anyway, you guys can now talk it out.
I sent those names, and McEnroe makes sense for anger management, but I know Mr. Deeds. That's the only one I can pinpoint that I've seen recently. I don't think anybody ever saw Jack and Jill. And then I never heard of 7 Days in Hell. Players, 1979. McEnroe. Thunder. McEnroe would have been around that time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is just a person that's old and is friends with Adam Sandler is all I got from this.
But I know he's in Mr. Deeds, and the only two movies that I really have seen is Mr. Deeds and Anger Management.
I didn't realize John McEnroe and Adam Sandler were that good of friends, but I guess they are. I don't know what Players or 7 Days in Hell are about, but
I don't.
Maybe they're tennis movies. Who knows? Okay, we'll check in John McEnroe.
Okay, Alexa, what did you have for an answer?
Yeah, 7 Days in Hell is very much a tennis movie. Was an HBO movie. Andy Samberg playing like a fictionalized version of wig-wearing Andre Agassi. Kit Harington as his opponent in Wimbledon, and kind of inspired by the John Isner Nicholas Mahut match that took forever. Very, very funny, very, very good. I think in that movie, Andy Samberg's character is like orphaned and adopted off the street by Richard Williams, and that's why he's so good at tennis. Yep. But yeah, we also checked in with John McEnroe.
All right, both teams are getting their points. The correct answer is John McEnroe. McEnroe has also appeared in episodes of Arliss, Suddenly Susan, Frasier, CSI New York, Curb Your Enthusiasm, 30 Rock, and Only Murders in the Building.
And for anyone who has the Calm app to go to sleep, he has a sleep story where he reads the rules of tennis.
Oh.
It is not relaxing.
No?
I don't know why.
His voice, or is
I don't know why. Because
it's
because it's just John McEnroe. He's got that little like gravelly, like, how am I supposed to go to sleep thinking about John McEnroe?
All right. Let's move on to CV number 2. This one's a little bit shorter. Cobb, 1994. Kingpin, 1996. Anger Management, 2003. 108 Stitches, 2014.
Hey, Josh, we're going to check in.
All right. Alexa, play Head Games by Foreigner.
There it is. There it is.
Got it.
They have checked in. We captured the flag. I'm going to need an answer pretty quickly from you.
Sorry, I'm writing down my next pick. I don't know. My thought was 108 Stitches makes me think of a pitcher.
Never seen Cobb. Never seen 108 Stitches. You can throw anything out there you want.
So Cobb, I assume, is a documentary kind of thing, or like a reenactment of Ty Cobb's career or something.
108 Stitches is a baseball.
So a pitcher.
I mean, Nolan Ryan.
I was thinking Nolan Ryan too. That's funny.
I was thinking I don't know.
Nolan Ryan in Anger Management or Kingpin. I feel like that'd be kind of funny.
I don't think he was one of those, but
you know what? Let's do it for Walling, just to curry some favor with Walling. We're gonna go with Nolan Ryan.
Does he have that on a poster?
That's not right.
The Nolan Ryan headlock.
Walling has everything about Nolan Ryan in his house. Everything except Nolan Ryan himself.
Yet.
Is he in that closet behind you, Walling?
He's under the baseball book right now. He's frozen under the.
He's reading it.
Yes.
Hey, Walling, have you been to Shields? You know.
Yeah.
Shields
Yeah. We just went yesterday.
Do y'all? So where we live, we have an Emmitt Smith, and then they have like a Nolan Ryan animatronic.
No, we have Thomas Jefferson.
What does he have to do with
Thomas Jefferson? I don't know. There's also an Abraham Lincoln. Look, let me just tell you a little bit about Shields.
We're getting a little in the weeds here.
And Nolan Ryan
sporting goods stores.
All right.
Whew. Are we ready to move on? Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
All
to
right.
answer.
Foreigner
Jeez.
fans, what do you guys have for an answer?
We went with a different angry baseball player from roughly the same time, and checked in. I'm pretty sure just from Anchor Management was in there with Roger Clemens.
One team is getting points. Correct answer is Roger Clemens. Clemens also appeared in episodes of The Simpsons, Arliss, Spin City, and Hope and Faith. Okay, moving on to our final CV. We have The Longest Yard, 2005. The Benchwarmers, 2006. Wieners, 2008. Get Smart, 2008. Jack and Jill, 2011. And Blended, 2014. Some impressive thunder you got going there.
Hi, Josh.
Hello.
You've already named my favorite Foreigner song, so pick whatever. We're checking.
All right. Hey, Google, play Urgent by Foreigner. We captured the flag. You guys got very short amount of time to talk
I
it out.
think
and
I know who
answer.
you're talking about. He's been in commercials and stuff. White. Is he white? And he's got the spiked hair.
He's a 90s linebacker. I know
like
he's in the
maybe-
first two. Like I don't
He
know
played for the
remember his
Dolphins.
name.
I'm trying to really.
I don't know. I just know he's a line. Like what I have pieced together, like a 90s guy. He's a guard in The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
I want to say he's a coach of one of the other teams in the Benchwarmers. Those are the only two I've seen, so I can't give you much more. But like I can see his face. Oh, it's Bill Romanowski.
There we go.
Okay. And Alexa users, what did you guys have for an answer?
I watched Get Smart again recently. I was telling Tako for no good reason other than it was on. And then I do remember him being an assistant coach in the Benchwarmers. However, he is not the coach. I just looked it up with the I am 12 meme. That's Craig Kilborn, who brings the kid from the that brings a piece of paper that says I am 12.
And he slipped the
Yeah, and he slips one too.
Okay.
So yeah, we also checked in with Romanowski.
And both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Bill Romanowski. Anyway, and we don't need to talk more about Bill because, All right, after halftime, we have the following scores. We captured the flag at 280, and Siri, play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner. They are at 355. Well, hey, why don't we get moving on to the third quarter, which will be Flop, Turn, and River.
Flop, Turn, and River. For this quarter, there will be 3 questions consisting of 5 clues. The first 3 clues will be given before the teams decide if they want to check in with their guests. The last 2 clues will be given one at a time, with teams deciding if they want to check in with their guests after each subsequent clue. If a correct answer is checked in after the first 3 clues, the team will receive 50 points. After the 4th clue, 30, and after the 5th clue, 20.
Question number 1. Who am I? I am from Finland. Clue number 1. Clue number 2. I was the 10th overall pick in the 2015 NHL draft. Clue 3. I won a Stanley Cup in 2022.
Okay, we'll check in.
Yeah.
All right. We captured the flag. Has checked in. Foreigner fans, you guys can, you can start talking it out if you want, or if you are ready to check in, you can check in, or if you need another clue, I can provide you with another clue.
I mean, my only contribution is that it's not Teemu Solani. That's the only Finnish hockey player I think I can come up with.
Well, the guy I was thinking of does have a K in his name, so that definitely means he's Finnish.
Sure.
You have to have at least one, I think. Oh no, Teemu Solani doesn't. All right, we'll talk Finnish names later.
He's the exception.
Yeah.
The K is silent.
Yeah. No, I've been following the Stars playoff run pretty closely, which is strange to me that Josh might evoke the name of a potential star here. But I'm pretty sure this is Mikko Rantanen, who is absolutely lighting the NHL playoffs on fire right now. So I think I'm good with it if you are.
I trust you. Go for it.
All right. Yeah, we'll check in with Mikko Rantanen.
Okay, and we captured the flag. What did you guys have?
Yes. So, Dallas Stars fan here. Started watching hockey more recently. I know he won in Colorado, and we just traded for him. We got Mikko Rantanen as well.
All right, well, let's go through the turn in the river and see if that helps solidify if you guys are correct or not. So, clue number 4. I recently became the 3rd player in NHL history to score a hat trick in 2 consecutive playoff games. And clue 5, I was traded twice this season, first from Colorado to Carolina, then after only 13 games, I was traded to Dallas. The correct answer is Mikko Rantanen, so both teams are getting their points. The other 2 players to score a hat trick in 2 consecutive playoff games were Doug Bentley in 1944, who?
What a legend.
And Yari Curry in 1985. Okay, let's move on to question number 2, another Who Am I? Clue number 1. I was born in Edina, Minnesota. Clue number 2. I was named the Naismith Prep Player of the Year in 2020. Clue number 3. I was named the Naismith College Player of the Year in 2021.
We're doing a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of this, but we also love foreigner songs, so we're going to check in again.
All right. Alexa, play Waiting for a Girl Like You by Foreigner. They have checked in, so we captured the flag. You guys can talk it out, determine if you need any more clues or if you're ready to check in. Just let me know.
I do not
Think-
know where she was born.
I think she's from Minnesota. I
The
genuinely
rest of
do.
it matches up, but I have
Mhm.
no idea where she was born. And fun fact,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we,
Oh, no. Did the storm
Dallas
freeze
Fort
them
Worth
up?
grid is not doing well.
hey, yeah, that happened to me with the hurricane, so it would be the first time. But
I know, yeah.
hopefully it comes back.
Mason,
He was going to
Mason
give us a
is-
fun fact. Just when he was like, fun fact, frozen.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll never get to hear that fun fact.
Oh,
That's
no.
Wow. Be a
It's
cliffhanger
It's
for
like one of
next
those
time.
70s detective shows that just ended at the wrong
I
time.
mean, we can sit and
Frozen.
wait for a moment to see if he comes
Yeah.
back. Or
Yeah.
Well, Mason, if you want to,
There's-
if you guys are ready to check in, we can.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll make his way back. But
Okay. Yeah, we were gonna pretty much check in. All right, I'll finish at least what I was saying, and then we'll go from there. Because I'm pretty sure she's from Minnesota, and I was thinking about on the men's side, all of them were not from Minnesota. A lot of them were foreign born, around that time. So yeah, we're gonna check in with Paige Buchers.
okay, and foreigner fans, what did you guys have for an answer?
Yes, I believe she was spotted in a Stars jersey recently, which is much to the chagrin of our Minnesotan friends. We also checked in with Paige Beckers, or Buchers, or however you pronounce it.
Yeah, it probably is Beckers because
I will not hold pronunciation against you. Both teams are getting points. The correct answer. Oh, let me finish out the other clues. I already spoiled it. But clue number 4: in April, I signed a 3-year deal with Unrivaled. And then clue 5: I was the first overall draft pick in the 2025 WNBA draft. Both teams getting their points because the correct answer is Paige Beckers. Cade Cunningham also won the Naismith Prep Player of the Year in 2020. And Timberwolves legend Luka Garza was also named the Naismith College Player of the Year in 2021.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You want an update from Andrew?
Oh no.
So
Tornado
he's
warning.
like, we got a tornado warning.
Oh no.
And then he said, a tornado hit a few streets over. I'm trying to get in the iPad. It's like, that's dedication. Like,
Dude.
you don't have to, like you can just tell them like, hey.
well, I
it's
mean,
you.
I think he's trying to go to like
Yeah.
their base. Or,
Yeah.
Do they have
Yeah.
basements in Dallas?
No, not
Or he's trying
usually.
to get to a bathroom?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I'll say we
whatever
don't have
kind of
basements.
location you need to have.
Yeah.
I assume basements because in the north you have to have basements.
Where I am.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't. No, we don't have one.
No, because
I don't think I've ever.
for frost reasons you have to have them. Otherwise, foundations, would crack all over the place. I'm just going to tell him if you can't make it back, that's okay.
It is okay. We will understand.
Just say, but your teammate broadcasted through a hurricane is all.
No, I didn't. I lost power.
Did you
and someone else had to pick up?
Okay,
It was
maybe
like
that's
third
what
quarter.
It was, yeah.
Someone came in for me. I don't remember who it was. Someone tagged. I was with
it was
Adrian.
Mason. I think it was Mason. Or not Mason. Sorry, Marcus that came in. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
I think it was
tagged
Mason
for
that came in
myself.
for Mason.
He is currently Facebook Messenger chatting me.
Okay,
So
some
Mason,
amount
I don't
of
know if you want to try to connect with him. He could at least discuss with him possible
answers by carrier pigeon.
So you're gonna have to send him the questions that way, though.
I can. He's one of the listeners that had asked to be a friend, and so I befriended him. But I think you can actually still try to connect with him with the chat, even if you guys aren't friends.
I think I am.
It's going to be like Chess by Mail, but the sports trivia podcast version.
Trivia by mail.
Says, I'm really trying to get it on my iPad, but it says I need the app. This is true dedication from a listener, by the way. It's
true.
I mean, seriously, you've got tornadoes hitting a couple streets over. You can just go be safe.
Yeah, but it's a couple streets over. There's nothing to worry about.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Minnesotans will walk out and watch it 2 streets away and be outside looking at it. It has to get real close to get inside and get downstairs. Not me per se, not this Minnesotan, but there are plenty who are just the looky-loos.
That's like Californians and brazenness with earthquakes, where it'll start shaking, and most people freak out, but then Californians just be like, "Oh yeah, it's a good one." Yeah. Wow.
Ooh, knocked the picture off.
Yeah. Oh, stuff fell down. Jeez.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I think. Can I go back upstairs? Do you think it's past?
There's a tornado warning.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the other bathroom. Okay. Hey, I'm sorry. It legit.
You have nothing to apologize for. This is the more dedication than we deserve.
No. Well, I felt bad. Oh my gosh. I think it's fine. Y'all would I'm not even joking. Power went out. My wife is screaming. I come downstairs and our windows are it's whistling. All I hear is a whistle, straight through our house. But I think it's okay. They said it was just a couple streets above us, and then it went towards, I guess, y'all don't know where it doesn't matter where it is. It went towards 380, but
okay.
Oh yeah,
right.
I know where 380 is. So
okay,
are you in Little Elm or are you?
So it's in Little Elm now. Are you looking at the radar?
Yeah.
Yes. So we live in Shady Shores. It just passed us, and it went to Little Elm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I see it.
All right.
Okay. You got to see if I can type on here now.
Yeah. In the end,
it's all good. I'm ready. I didn't
All
get
right.
the last one. I didn't know where she was born.
Yes.
Holy moly.
Oh, we checked.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I checked
Yes.
the page.
Oh, you were gonna.
Points, yes.
Andrew, you were gonna share a fun fact. You said fun fact, and then then you disappeared.
The fun fact was we got Cooper Flag and Paige Beakers both selected number 1. I don't know if that's ever happened to get the WNBA and the NBA both in the same. So I'm assuming we're getting Cooper Flag, but we had the first.
Is there any other real person to pick? I don't think.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's move on to
Oh my gosh.
the third and final Flop Turner River. It is another Who Am I? Okay, clue number 1. I was born in Seattle. Clue number 2. I played basketball at Army and Montana State. Clue 3. I played professionally in Belgium, Japan, and Lebanon.
Yeah, we're gonna take another clue.
Yeah, I was gonna say Army basketball. They're not.
Yeah,
powerhouse
in basketball.
Yeah.
In Montana State too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a step up. I don't know.
Hey, it's kind of nice that at least one of the times I get to give another clue rather than just the answers coming in.
See, you're welcome. We did it for you, Josh.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Your clues get read properly.
All right. So I'm not going to throw out the full Alexa thing right now, but you guys, you can determine if you need another clue or if you're ready to check in. I wouldn't say talk it out because they haven't given an answer.
No.
I mean, you can. You're more than welcome to talk it out if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind giving a wrong answer. The only person I can name off the top of my head that played basketball at Army was Coach K, and I do not think was born in Seattle or also went to Montana State. So I think we're also taking another clue.
All right.
Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. The turn. Clue number 4. I had a 19-year career at Nike, rising to the position of Vice President of North American Basketball Operations.
Josh, we will check in.
Alexa, play Jukebox Hero by Foreigner, has checked in. So we captured the flag. You guys can talk it out, determine if you are ready to check in, or you could get the 5th clue if you really need it.
I think I got this one. Just stringing things together here, with our team name and everything. But I'm pretty sure that's Nico Harrison.
Really? I did not know that.
Well, the Nike gets to me, and I'm starting to feel like there's some sort of pattern here with our team name, Paige Buchers.
Yeah, it's
Dallas Star, a player
Dallas-ish.
that just recently landed on the Dallas Stars. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Sure. I mean, I didn't know a whole lot about his background, but
Oh no, he worked at Nike before he came here. That's how he has all these connections with the players. Like he knew all of them when they came through Team USA and everything.
okay. Hey, I trust you because like I said, I didn't know that about him.
I
so
do know.
sure.
I do know this.
Okay. All right, let's go with it. We're checking Nico Harrison.
And Foreigner fans, would you ever an answer?
Well, when you asked, is there any other choice for who could be the number 1 overall pick? Well, ask this guy because he could,
Trade it away.
he could give it away for nothing. So we also checked in with Nico Harrison.
All right, well, let's see.
I didn't know if that was going to be your team name, so
Let's see if the 5th clue solidifies this. Clue number 5. I am the current PBO and GM for the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams getting their points. It is Nico Harrison. And it appears that Harrison's job may have been saved when the Mavericks won the right to draft Cooper Flagg, number 1 overall, even though they had less than a 2% chance of getting the pick. My question is, was there a frozen ping pong ball in play?
Absolutely.
it might have been a part of the talks for Luka. We don't know.
We don't know.
So it usually happens. Big superstar leaves market, then they just happen to get the lottery right after.
Yeah, I saw it's happened, like 3 times?
Right,
3 or
they
4
picked
times?
The last
New
number 1
Orleans got
overall
it.
pick they had. Well, I won't give it away. I know what it is.
Oh,
Just in case it was an answer. But in the 40 some odd years they've been a franchise, never once had they improved their draft position in the lottery.
I did hear about that.
Till this year.
yes.
So it was always either wherever they were supposed to pick or worse. And then
Perhaps
this year
the
took
person
the best,
that's at the stand helped us. Perhaps.
Yeah.
That
that had been the case for the Timberwolves, I
yeah.
think, until Karl Anthony Towns. I think that draft, or were they the worst? I can't remember. It was it was either him or Ant. They weren't supposed to have the number 1 pick, but they did move up to the number 1. Which was crazy that they kept getting screwed in the lottery, because they often should have had, if this was in the NFL, they would have had plenty of number 1 overall picks. Okay, well, we've just wrapped up the 3rd quarter, and it appears everybody is safe from tornadoes and all that. We have some scores. We captured the flag is at 410. Hey, Google, play That Was Yesterday by Foreigner. They are at 485. And that brings us to the 4th quarter.
The 4th quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
was a deep cut. I wasn't familiar with that song.
I kind of exhausted all the ones I
I
pretty
had
much
one
knew.
more Foreigner song I knew, and that was it. And you haven't mentioned it, but I had one more in my Rolodex.
I think I might be done searching those because we're in the fourth quarter now.
Yeah.
All right. The categories for today are as follows. You know how I like to utilize my missing link and coordinate those with my fourth quarter? Today is the same. Question 1, Hawaii, in reference to college sports. Question 2, 50, in reference to the NBA. Question 3, 19, in reference to the NFL. And question 4, 59, in reference to college sports. It is now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions. Question 1 in the fourth quarter. In the category of Hawaii, the University of Hawaii has won 6 national championships in what team sport? The women have won 4 championships, with the last title coming in 1987, and the men won back-to-back championships in 2021 and 2022.
We will check in.
All right. Alexa, play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner has checked in. We captured the flag. You guys can talk it out. Let me know your answer and your wager when you get there.
So we have a list. We put about 6 things together. We got water polo, swimming, diving, probably scratch kayaking off that, volleyball and golf, and then Mason said golf.
Yeah, that's how the team part.
Yeah, that's
But
not
the
a
golf
team sport.
stuff. Right. I didn't see the team sport part.
So we got.
I mean, it very well could be an aquatic thing, like sailing even could be a
Yeah,
possibility.
like
I don't.
Water polo
I
and
don't know if-
volleyball are the ones that seem more like a team sport to me. And I'm only listing volleyball, water polo, because I played that in high school, and then like my coach went to California and then to Hawaii. I don't know, but I mean, he didn't go to the University of Hawaii. I just know that they have that, but they also have volleyball.
Because the men won in 2021 and 2022, so it's relatively recent. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about water polo as a NCAA sport. That's the thing.
And that's fair enough. I'm okay.
I was just thinking of team sports that are a little bit off the radar, but not like completely. Like volleyball's still a pretty big sport.
Yeah.
In college athletics, and they may have a men's team. I don't know that for sure, but
it's probably just as likely that they have a men's team for volleyball as water polo. I mean, I'm good with volleyball.
I'm relatively big, like co-ed sports. Volleyball's kind of up there, so that's why I was one of the ones I thought of. But okay, yeah, we'll go volleyball for 100 points.
Okay, and Foreigner fans, what did you guys have for an answer and a wager?
Yeah, right away we both kind of said, I think this is volleyball, without any data to go off of it necessarily, but mostly just vibes. Eric was like, I think the men's team has been good recently. Yeah, water polo and swimming, I feel like I ruled out just because like the Cal, Stanford, UCLA, USCs tend to snap a lot of those up. So we checked in with volleyball for 85 points.
All right, well, both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is volleyball. And I was glad that when I was researching this question that Hawaii had indeed won national championships in at least one sport. Because I wasn't necessarily guaranteeing myself that that was going to be the case. But, yeah. So they were good at women's volleyball in the, I think, 70s and 80s, and then recently for men's volleyball. Good job to both teams. Moving on to question 2. In the category of 50, What active NBA player has the most 50-point postseason games with 3? He got his third 50-point game during the current NBA playoffs.
Hey, Josh,
Yes, sir.
are you out of Foreigner songs yet?
Now that we're in the fourth, I'm just going to go with your team names.
Oh, dang. Okay, all right. Well, we're going to check in anyway.
All right. Alexa, play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner has checked in. So we capture the flag. You guys can talk it out. Let me know your answer and your wager when you're ready.
Were you thinking of that name? Was that the other name you were thinking of that I typed?
Yeah, Jalen Brunson popped in my head. And,
I think he's only
did-
done it once because he was all the way with the Mavs. I think he did it this year. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's done it 3 times because he was playing with the Mavs even when they went. That was a Luka heavy team. And I don't like Jamal Murray. We both mentioned Donovan Mitchell. The only other,
Mitchell. I don't think Jason Tatum did before he got hurt.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if he did it.
I don't think he did.
No, he has at least 1 or 2 50-point games.
That's the thing Jamal Murray does. That's the only reason I brought him up, because he had one, I want to say last year before, when the Nuggets won championship. He had one of those big blow up games where he was just shooting threes.
Yeah, but does he have one this year?
I don't think he did,
because I didn't watch all their games, but I've watched a lot of when they've played the Thunder.
He hasn't been.
Only
he hasn't been. I think I would have heard if he put up 50.
Yeah. I'm good with Donovan Mitchell.
He's the kind of guy that would do it. And the only thing that's kind of concerning is, does he have 2 before this? Maybe.
They would all have to be with the Cavs, right? I don't know. He did. He
had
played
one
with
with
the Jazz.
the Jazz. He could
have, but that would have been. They would have been like I think, assuming like a 7 or 8 seed, even with Gobert. But I don't know. He might have even had some with the Jazz. But I know that
maybe
he puts up a lot, and I think he had like was it him? Somebody had like a 70.
Oh yeah, Donovan Mitchell's had he put up 70 in a game.
Yeah, so like 71.
But yeah, it was
It wasn't.
So
but I can put in buckets. So
I'm go. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell was like a profile kind of guy, so I'm fine with it. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with Donovan Mitchell for
sounds good.
100.
Okay, and Foreigner fans, what was your answer and your wager?
Very bougie. I'll tell you what I just told Tako. The guy that I do golf lessons with is a big Cavs fan, so I kind of follow along to have Cavs small talk at the ready. And I know Mitchell, pretty sure he had one, and they lost this season. And I'm pretty sure he had one before that. And the other time I thought he did one with the Jazz. So that's why we checked in with Donovan Mitchell for 85 points.
All right. Both teams are getting their points. Correct answer is Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell's first 2 50-point postseason games came in 2020 with the Jazz. And the other active players with more than 1 50-point postseason game, so obviously they have 2, are Damian Lillard, Jamal Murray, and Jason Tatum. All right. Well, let's just give a quick score update after a couple of questions. Both teams got them both right. We captured the flag. It's wagering a little bit higher, so we captured the flag is at 610, and the Foreigner fans are at 655. Let's move on to question 3 in the category of 19. There have been 3 NFL wide receivers who have played in at least 100 games and have worn the number 19 during every season they have played. All 3 have played for the Carolina Panthers at some point in their careers. Name all 3.
We're going to check in with all 27 answers.
That's more than I asked for, but okay. We captured
that's
the
the Matt joke. Anyway, we're going to do we'll do our 3. Fine. We're doing the Matt joke with the 5-1-3. Anyway, whatever.
All right. We captured the flag has checked in. So, Alexa, we're almost done. You guys can talk it out. Let me know your answer and your wager when you have it. Or answers and your wager.
So I think Keyshawn did play for the Panthers at some point. And he's the first guy that pops to mind when wearing 19.
Another guy who just popped in my head is a bit of a know your host guy. Because doesn't Adam Thielen wear 19? I'm pretty sure he
Yes.
did for Minnesota and does for Carolina.
Okay.
Um, I also
Yeah,
thought yeah.
that feels accurate.
Okay.
Um,
What
so
else?
then we need a third. Uh, gosh.
Does Joe Montana count? Did he play for the Carolina Panthers?
Did he play wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers?
Right.
I would love to see him do that. It'd be funny.
There's a
Joe
lot of
Montana,
things
wide
wrong with
receiver
that answer.
There's now I'm struggling to just like even come up with wide receivers that were Panthers. Mushin Muhammad. He's a guy. I don't think he wore 19 though. I don't know if I'm going to come up with anything in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, I think we might be in the same boat there. Let me think through. So we decided Steve Smith is 89.
Yeah.
Let's work this from the Carolina angle.
Would Josh ask a Rae Carruth question?
Would Rae Carruth have played 100 games before he decided to murder somebody?
That's also a great question. That's
Or was that pre-100 games? Kelvin Benjamin, would he have played 100 games?
That's a good question.
I think he wore a 19, like a low digit. I don't think he was an 80 something.
I think he was 13.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have anything better, so
okay.
maybe that's our third just by
yeah. Is it plus
attrition.
or minus like 7? We can be within 7 of 19 and then we're okay.
No.
Yeah, famous receiver number 26.
Yeah.
So many I can think of.
More minus than plus is what I'm saying. All right, you just want to go with those 3 then?
Sure.
Okay.
So Keyshawn Johnson, Adam Thielen, and Kelvin Benjamin for 85 points.
Okay, and we captured the flag. What do you guys have for answers and wager?
Yeah, we bounced back and forth on this. I sent him Adam Thielen right away because he currently wears it. Andrew was pretty common about Keyshawn Johnson. I don't remember that, but he came with it. He was questioning it, but I'm like, he wore 19, and if you think he played there, fine. And the third one I remembered because he played for the Saints and wore 19, and he went all over the place and wore 19. I think the third one's Ted Ginn Jr. So we checked in with Thielen, Keyshawn Johnson, and Ted Ginn for.
One team is getting their points. Correct answers are Keyshawn Johnson, Ted Ginn Jr., and Adam Thielen. Keyshawn played his final season in Carolina. Ted Ginn had 2 stints with the Panthers in the middle of his career, and Thielen will be starting his 3rd season with Carolina this season. Huh. So I just thought it was interesting that when I was looking at people who wore 19, that there were 3 wide receivers who wore it for their whole career, and all of them at one point played for the Panthers. I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
They have a type.
All right. Well, guess what, listeners? We have a lead change. The Foreigner fans are at 570, and we captured the flag are up to 710. So, like in many of the games, it comes down to our final question in the category of 59. In the calendar year of 1959, one school won their first of 4 claimed national titles in football, and one school won their first and only NCAA tournament championship in men's basketball. The football team, led by future Heisman Trophy winner Billy Cannon, secured their title after beating the Clemson Tigers in the Sugar Bowl 7-0. The basketball team, whose only NBA-bound player was Darrell Imhoff, beat the Oscar Robertson-led Cincinnati Bearcats in the semifinals and the Jerry West-led West Virginia Mountaineers in the championship game. Name either of these schools.
Hey, Josh.
Yes, sir.
This feels like the last time because we're going to check in.
All right. Alexa, play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner has checked in. So we captured the flag. You guys can talk it out. Let me know your answer and your wager when you're ready.
This is Mason.
Yeah, we were just waiting for them to check in because I wasn't going to give anything away. Yeah, Billy Cannon is a legend. He has a statue. Also, fun fact, he did a counterfeiting scheme and went to jail for a while. Like it was in the 80s. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's like I might have just been getting fake money or something. I don't even know. It was something counterfeiting. But yeah, Billy Cannon is a Heisman winner at LSU on their first national championship. He's famous for a Halloween night punt return against Tulane. It's like legendary, finding black and white footage because it's ridiculous. But yeah, I really don't know who the basketball is. I know the old champions are kind of weird. Like Oregon won a national championship in basketball, like just really weird schools in the 40s and 50s. But I basically told Andrew, like, hey, it's LSU. We're just gonna sit here. Don't give anything away. Because yeah. Anyway, LSU for 100 points.
Okay. And Foreigner fans, what is your guys' answer and wager for this one?
Well, we had the answer immediately and then sat there because we didn't want to give anything away. Because the 1959 national champions in basketball, led by Darrell Imhoff, are the number one public university in the world, the University of California Golden Bears. And so we checked that in for 85 points.
It's a double homer question.
I think it was
great.
as soon as we started thinking about the football one while we were sitting there, and I was like, the more I think about it, the more I think Billy Cannon is LSU. So I think Mason is also just sitting there playing with us.
Yes. So the nice news is all you listeners didn't have to listen to all of the dead silence where both teams were waiting for the other team not to give anything away. Because both teams are getting their points because the correct answers are the LSU Tigers and the Cal Bears. I'm sorry I didn't go with the Golden Bears. My bad. And I thought that with Mason and Tako on separate teams, I felt this was a fair question to ask. So yeah, they both had the. I was just waiting because I figured they were both going to get it right. And they were just both doing the stall so as not to give info. But like I said, I only asked for either because I think it'd be tough possibly to get, well, maybe not so much the one with the Heisman Trophy winner, but I think the Cal winning a national championship might have been tough if you just didn't know it.
Yeah, I've actually met Darrell Imhoff.
And it's Imhoff. My apologies.
Yeah.
I called you Imhoff. Your last name apparently is Imhoff. My apologies. I'm sure you are listening right now, Darrell, if you're with us still.
Assistant coach on Patreon, Darrell Imhoff.
All right. Well, with that, the game has come to an end, and here are the final scores. With 655 points, we have Alexa, Play Feels Like the First Time by Foreigner. And our clipboard captains of the game, who are receiving the coveted Mason Fine Award with 810 points, is We Captured the Flag.
Andrew, compliment. I appreciate it.
Andrew, can you please let the listeners know who Mason Fine is?
Mason Fine, the quarterback from UNT? Yes. He's like the greatest quarterback in UNT history, except for he never made the NFL. He played in Canada. Now he coaches. I think he went back to Oklahoma, and I think he was like he's working on being a chief of one of the nations in Oklahoma. At least that's what he said when he wanted to be here. Somewhere downstairs is a shirt that's from UNT that it is like in his tribe's language. I'd have to find it. I guess I could wear it. How do you know Mason Fine?
I found him when I was looking for. So first I looked for UNT. So once again, that's North Texas for you listeners.
Yeah.
The North Texas players drafted in the NFL, and they haven't had a quarterback drafted since 1970. I think his name was Steve Ramsey.
Steve Ramsey. I do.
And I was like,
He's
why don't we
on
go
the
with a
record
more
books.
recent one that I know Andrew will absolutely know? So I looked, and he's the one who holds. He has the most yardage, the most touchdowns. He leads kind of all of the big records for quarterbacks.
Do you know who the greatest UNT? I don't know. I don't want to ruin a future question. Will it ruin a future question if I tell you who the greatest of all time to ever play football at UNT?
Probably not. I'm guessing it probably
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. There it is. Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's right. I even wrote to him.
I mean, in the end, Mason Fine isn't the greatest football player out of UNT, right? Wouldn't that probably be Mean Joe Green?
Mean Joe Green. He's got a statue. And he sits up. So we sit at the top. There's like a club level. I mean, it's actually pretty nice, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, but the games are not well attended, so you can get up there. And he actually sits kind of just to the side of us.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
I still want Stone Cold to come out. They played his music during one of like the timeouts, and I was convinced he was going to come out on the 4-wheeler with the beer. I mean, I was convinced
that would have been awesome.
It didn't happen, and
that
I was like,
been awesome.
Oh, maybe somebody's got to.
Maybe one of these years it'll happen.
Somebody has to throw money at it.
Halftime show.
Don't forget Scott Bakula, Sinbad, Kathy Ireland. They all played at North Texas.
Yeah.
Fair. I'll take Kathy.
Unnecessary. Yeah.
All right. Well, Andrew, thank you for weathering the weather and sticking with us and making it through. I mean, you are a very dedicated listener to get knocked off because your power got knocked out because of tornado warnings, or actually tornadoes near you.
I survived a tornado that apparently went behind. I don't know exactly where it went, but it was quite windy in the house.
Well,
it was weird.
We appreciate your dedication to the podcast. We would have survived if you had to go and not be on, but thank you for, sticking around. Is there anything that you'd like to say before we call it a night?
Hey, I'm happy. I'd love to come back. I'm 2-2 now. So now I have to come back to get to 3-2. So I won with Mason, and I've also lost with Mason. Maybe me and Mason have to team up again to get to 2-1 just together. But I'm 2-2 on the show now. So hopefully I can get the winning record.
All right. Well, wonderful. Guys, you got anything else you guys want to say?
Walling and I have still never won ever in our history as teammates.
That is true. You guys are over. It's a pretty rough combo, apparently.
And it's a storied history, too.
It is a very storied history. Yeah. But hopefully you've triggered a whole bunch of different AI services to play foreigner music for the listeners.
Or we just taught a lot of people how to mute the microphone on their Alexa, one or the other.
We're gonna see like people with Foreigner on their Spotify Wrapped at the end of this year for no reason.
And
clearly you're just Benchwarmers listeners.
Yes, a bunch of their hits.
Yep. You're welcome. You're welcome, Foreigner. We got you some revenue, like 10 cents maybe at the most.
I'm sure they get a couple pennies a time, right?
So, yeah.
All right. Well, on behalf of Tako, Wally, Mason, the rest of the Benchwarmers, and myself, we'd like to say thanks for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. And until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes.
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.